welcome to our Xbox 360 collection, which we'll start off with Hitman Absolution. Now that I played a little, the first part of this, but prior to that, I never played a Hitman game, so I played the first part. Maybe it's because it was like 1 in the morning and I had work the next morning and I was tired, but it didn't grip me to keep playing, which I personally played it. This is your copy, and I personally got it for free on Xbox Live Gold thing, where they gave away a free game during the first and second half of the month. But I'm sure it's a pretty decent game, but it didn't grip me.
I've heard it was a decent game, and I've only played a little bit of it before I got bored with it too. I've played other Hitman games. I don't remember which ones I've played, but I remember them being fun, and that's why I wanted it.
Yeah.
But I never really got into it.
Right.
I'm just going to quickly talk about these. I don't have cases for these. Got the Simpsons game, which I should have the case, but I don't. I was a really big Simpsons fan, and I really wanted this pretty badly, and it's a pretty fun game. It's not too bad. And then we got Gears of War, which me and you have beat this game.
We have beat it once, and I played the crap out of the game. I guess, considering some people probably have beat it over and over and over, it's not a lot, but I've beaten the game 2 times on easy, then 1 on the hard mode, and then 1 on the most highest mode. I basically went through and played about as much as I could out of the story with a friend of mine. However, and I do say however, me and my roommate, we used to have a jointed gamer tag account when we had the original Xbox, but at some point when we moved on to 360, which that was the first game I had when I got a 360, because we was waiting for the next Halo to come out, and that was already out, and we picked that up with the 360, and we played a lot of that game. We beat it, but I obviously did not get my gamer tag when we split off to 2 different gamer tags. I didn't keep my profile one, so I lost all my achievements I got for that game. So I now maybe am halfway through the game, considering going by the gamer tag I have now.
Yeah, I've played it once with you. I may have played it twice through. Actually, I believe I have. It was a really fun playthrough, once.
Oh, when you get to them spots where you have to split up from each other,
yeah,
them spots it gets kind of fun, because though at the same time it's kind of repetitive, because someone keeps dying and you have to keep restarting the same spot, so you keep on redoing your same routine over and over to get through the spot. And it's fun, but it
definitely is repetitive.
But I'll let you continue on. Sorry, I dragged that on.
No, it's alright. It was a fun game. Played through it, like I said, probably twice. I wouldn't say it's as fun to play through more than once that Halo is. I find Halo a lot more fun to play through, like on a harder difficulty, than this one. But Gears of War 2 and 3, I would say I like Gears of War 1 the best. The other game that I don't have with a case is Battlefield 3, which I have the, well, it comes on 2 discs, the campaign and then the multiplayer.
Never had a Battlefield game. Never played one.
Campaign was fun. I didn't care for multiplayer. It's a lot different than like Call of Duty, and that's why a lot of people didn't like it. You need more strategy than run and gun for Call of Duty. But honestly, I just didn't think the multiplayer was that fun. But the campaign was alright. I play games more for campaign than multiplayer, so...
Alright, well... I have no clue what this game is, so...
I don't either.
I believe this could be a Might and Magic game. I think that is a known series, maybe, Might and Magic. I'm not sure.
Yeah, something like that.
It's called Dark Messiah, Might and Magic Elements, I guess. I don't know if it's a fighting game or just, I don't know. I never personally played it, and
I've never played it either.
Ubisoft made it, so
guess it's got something going for it. Then we have Tomb Raider, the new Tomb Raider. I bought this. It's the special copy that has the booklet and the game and everything. I thought it was a fun game. I played all the way through it. I like the cinematic aspect. When I bought it, I was really looking forward to. They talked heavily about sort of the survival aspect.
yeah.
And that sounded really awesome for like the Tomb Raider game. You know, you're stranded, you have to survive as well as
Right.
everything that happens.
Not really much there.
No, it really failed on that aspect.
Minecraft did it better.
Good. That's a good one.
Sorry.
But it was a fun game for what it was.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed the cinematics, but I mean, some people won't enjoy it as much. Like, I know people that they started to play it and it was too slow and too cinematic for them, which is very possible.
Yeah, it has a lot of cinematic aspects to it. Good for a playthrough. The story was alright.
Open world's not very open world, I should say. Like,
that's true.
You have to get stuff to be able to progress.
But
yeah.
Yeah, it's not very. It's really linear.
Halo Reach. Let's just say that. Isn't this one like considered the black sheep of the Halo series, or is that
ODST?
ODST.
Kind of both, I thought.
I don't really remember which one.
Reach had the fun multiplayer. ODST, I don't think had.
Oh, yeah. So ODST was kind of the same multiplayer as Halo 3, but right?
I don't remember.
I
don't remember. But at any rate,
honestly, I have access to all the Halos, and right now, I currently know about Halo 4, so I don't really remember in detail which Halo was which. So here's Halo Reach. That's the only one we actually have in our collection.
Mm-hmm. Halo 3 was much more fun. Much more fun. Reach didn't have, I don't think it had a very fun story. Halo 3 had a fun story. Halo Reach, I don't think had a good story. But multiplayer was alright. I didn't mind the multiplayer. A lot of people didn't like the new,
sadly, I can't really talk about this game without bringing up the other Halos, so I'm just gonna leave it at we have it.
Pretty much, yeah. It does. I don't think it compares, but yeah, we have it. Next, we have Red Dead Redemption, which I've played through this game, played all the way through it, and it was very fun. Good open world game. Really feels like the Old West. Does really good at making you feel immersed in it. Like I said, that's the sequel to Red Dead Revolver.
Yeah.
And very fun game.
I've never played it, so I'll leave it at no comments and we can continue on.
Alright.
The game I got for us to specifically play through, then your Xbox 360 died.
Yes, which I currently don't have a working 360. But we had all intentions to play through.
Yeah.
Play through this. We played through one campaign.
Yeah. Resident Evil 6.
Yep.
Some people hate it, some people thought it was alright, and some people do tolerate it. I think a lot of people were looking for like the old school Resident Evil to come back with this.
The survival horror aspect.
Which the atmosphere kind of did with Leon's campaign, but it was still an action game nonetheless. And I think people kind of make a big deal over the QuickTime events and what they really are.
Yeah.
Like, I know people do hate them, but I think there's a way. I think there's an option on here to shut them off. I believe so. But at any rate, they did try to a new mode other than having mercenaries, which I suck at first-person shooters, so I don't really play online much. But they did try a mode where you can enter in another person's campaign as a monster.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
And it was a good idea. Just, it wasn't... The gameplay for it wasn't perfected.
No.
But, good idea. And Capcom might... Which they have listened, because they did Resident Evil Revelations, or whatever it was called, where it took place on a boat. But it was kind of the old gameplay for Resident Evil. So maybe Capcom is listening for Resident Evil 7.
Elder Scrolls 4, Oblivion, which I've personally never played through Oblivion. I've played through Skyrim. I used to have Skyrim. Heard Oblivion was a pretty good game.
I tried it.
Did you?
Yeah, I escaped the jail, and then that's about as far as I got. So yeah, I tried the first 15 minutes way back when.
I heard it was a good game. I heard like the mechanics don't compare nearly at all to Skyrim. I'm
probably gonna have to agree with that because I don't know. I think the gameplay was more. I don't know.
I've heard there's a glitch to where if you don't level up, you become stronger than if you do.
You're talking to the wrong person, man. I don't know anything about it.
I've heard that it's kind of got a horribly messed up leveling system, and that's what people usually gripe about it.
Alright. Assassin's Creed 2 and Brotherhood, but I have played through Revelations and...
So have I. And these are mine. I used to have, or these were from my collection. I used to have Revelations, and that's why I've played through it, but I lent it to a friend, and his house unfortunately burnt down, and so that's why I don't have it. Yeah.
Well, his story beats mine, so... Anyways, all I can really say is if you played Assassin's Creed 2, you played Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, and you played Assassin's Creed Revelations.
Yep.
Gameplay-wise, story's good, as always, until you get to 3.
Yep.
Which, let's not talk about 3, please.
Yes. Well, speaking of games we shouldn't talk about, we have Call of Duty. And Call of Duty Black Ops. Call of Duty 3, Modern Warfare 3, and Black Ops.
I don't really consider myself a really hater. I just have no interest in playing it.
No.
Because I don't really own a Call of Duty. War games actually in general just don't grasp me, so they kind of lose me with the whole realistic war type thing, and I just don't get into it, so that's why I don't like Call of Duty. I don't hate it because of the ridiculous stuff people throw out there. I just don't, war games don't grasp me as far as a gamer.
Now, I used to like Call of Duty. Modern Warfare 4, or Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, was my favorite one. The online, I think, was perfected in Call of Duty 4. I really enjoyed playing that game online, and the story was great. And I played Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3. This is the only one I currently own. Campaign was great. I thoroughly enjoyed the campaign of the Modern Warfare campaign. I know a lot of people bought it not intending to play the campaign. They bought it purely for multiplayer. But I do have to say I enjoy the campaign for these ones. And then I used to have the one taking place in Vietnam.
You're asking the wrong guy.
I forget the name of it. It was the one in between Call of Duty Modern Warfare and Modern Warfare 2. I used to have this one, that one.
World at War?
World at War. That one
See, I know the names of them, but yeah, I never played them.
That one I think was crap. I didn't like that game. And then I got Call of Duty Black Ops, which I do have to say, the campaign for this is pretty fun. Does not follow the standard Call of Duty like war campaign. This is completely different and has some twists in it. It's cool how it's not actually like militarized, like you are a single person or like a little single team. So has a lot of cool story elements, but the online, nope. And that's where I lost it. I lost it with the onlines for the Call of Duties.
I have not played this. The Chronicles of Riddick Assault on Dark Athena, which is the sequel to Escape from Butcher Bay. Never played any of them, though they do seem interesting, and this one in particular actually has a remastered version of Escape from Butcher Bay. So basically added new, better textures to the game and stuff, and so yeah. Maybe it will be good.
I have no comment on it because I've never played it.
The movies were good.
That's true. The movies are good.
Though I have not seen the newest one,
oh,
which I think was just called Riddick.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one. I've seen the originals.
Yeah.
They were good. Alright, we got Fallout 3, which I started the game. I never really played into it. I beat Fallout New Vegas, and that was a fun game, but I've heard that was completely different than Fallout 3.
Really?
Yes, I've heard that people didn't like New Vegas. A lot of people didn't like New Vegas and really liked Fallout 3. But I personally like New Vegas. and I've never played Fallout 3.
Well, the fact that you... I don't like Fallout 3. It might be just the whole... It might be that I just don't like first-person view for action games in general.
Mm-hmm.
But it bored me. Like, I need my cinematics in these new games. I don't know why. I can't just go to a village and talk to random people
and get enjoyment out of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it works for 16-bit RPGs, but
that's true.
The whole the way games are now, I just need my cinematics for it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. It's just the way I am.
I agree.
And no comment on Fallout New Vegas because honestly, my roommate does own it, but he started it, but it felt like Fallout 3 to him.
Oh, really?
Just more of the same.
Gotcha.
Alright. Saints Row 4. I have Saints Row 2 on Steam, started to play it, but I don't know. I like the wackiness of this.
That's true.
I played and beat the story mode on this. Actually, I did actually get a few achievements on here, like I'm sure I'm missing some, but I think most of like the story and upgrading yourself and finding all the collectibles, I did all that, I think. I think, anyways. But it's actually really fun just because it's a very wacky told story.
That's true.
You have to have a little bit of toilet humor though. Otherwise, you probably won't get any enjoyment out of it. But you have not played it, have you?
I haven't played it, but I've watched a complete playthrough of it.
Really?
Yes. And
so I won't have to let's play it for you then, right?
No, but you could. That would be pretty funny.
This is actually 2-player.
Is it really?
Like, you can play through the story 2-player online.
I didn't know that. Huh. Interesting. And then, moving on, we got, Wet, which...
Cheap game.
Very cheap.
Interesting take, though.
Yeah. The gameplay is what makes this game.
Yeah.
The gameplay is very fun. And the cinematics and stuff. It's actually a pretty fun game. I really enjoy it.
Like arcades games, they don't really do it for me.
Mm-hmm.
I did play through the story of that, but I didn't go for like the harder modes, but it kind of started to get repetitive about halfway through because it played kind of the same formula of...
Yeah. Because
it has these rooms, or arenas I will say, kind of little small arena parts in the level where you have to beat a bunch of people before you can continue on.
Yeah.
And like I said, I'm just not a big hardcore... Yeah. I think I was about ready to mix arcade and hardcore and say hardcore, but I'm not a big arcade person, so I don't play competitive really, or for points and all that. I just rather continue on and enjoy the story.
Yeah, that's how I am too. It's just, I don't know, the gameplay was fun for me. What makes this, another thing that makes this game is, it says an original 70s inspired soundtrack. The sound, the music and stuff really fits the gameplay, I think.
Oh yeah, like
upbeat and fast, and
mainly like when you enter these areas with or arenas with a lot of people, the music, would you say starts more of a rock, heavy metal type
yeah,
music
hmm
for
that
to know that you gotta be shooting
that and like a 70s punk.
right.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It has a lot of that feel, and I think that's another thing that makes the game.
It's a good game. Go ahead and pick it up. I mean,
Mhm.
at a regular game store, you can get it for like, well, a local like video game shop, probably about $15. But if you go to a GameStop and find it, you might be able to get it for like $8 or something like that.
Yeah, something really cheap.
But yeah. Darksiders 1 and 2. Basically, hack and slash Legend of Zelda type game. Mixes both kinda unique gameplays with each other. Like, it's a regular hack and slash upgrade type system, but where the areas you go through are very kind of dungeon-like, and you have to use a little bit of puzzle to make your way through these dungeon-like areas. I played, I would say, maybe about 60% maybe through the first one. A lot of my problem I have with beating games is I end up watching my roommate play through it and beating it, and I don't have the urge to beat it then.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have not played Darksiders 2 yet because pretty much I haven't beaten the first one, and I can't move on to the second one till I beat the first one.
Yeah, I've never played them. They look fun. I would like to play them at some point, but I've never played them. So, and then moving on, I have Star Wars: The Force Unleashed 2. I've never played this one. I used to have the first one, and I played through that one. That's why
Well, let me save you. That's only like 6 hours long,
Is it really?
and the story is not nearly as good.
Mm.
So
Yeah,
there you have it, folks.
I remember enjoying the first one.
Like every reviewer will say that.
Gotcha. But yeah, I've never played that one.
Wolverine's X-Men Origins Wolverine, for the Xbox 360, and Deadpool. So yeah, both of them pretty much the same type of gameplay. Actually, the same setup in a lot of ways. Nearly beaten this. Played through it twice. Once on normal mode, once on the harder mode. Upgrade everything. I'm missing one achievement because I can't find a freaking one dog tag I'm missing. And I tried to use YouTube to search it up and stuff, and just when you get to that point, it's hard to pick out which ones you haven't found and which ones you did.
Mm-hmm.
This is funny. I mean,
It is.
it's a very funny game. However, gameplay-wise, you will only want to play through it probably once.
Mm-hmm.
But they nail the character.
Oh yeah, and when we were going through our original Xbox games, High Moon Studios is the same one that made Dark Watch.
Yeah.
If that gives you any indication on how Dark Watch will be, which it might. But Deadpool is a really funny story, funny gameplay and stuff because it breaks the fourth wall so many times,
Right.
and that's what makes it fun.
Deadpool is my favorite comic book superhero, or anti-hero, or whatever you want to call him.
And then moving on, we have our last two Xbox 360 games, and that is the orange box, which I got this primarily for Portal, which I love Portal, and then Portal 2, which is on my list for favorite games of all time.
Hey, we played through that.
We did. We played through all the multiplayer, and I played through the original campaign. The single-player campaign is fantastic.
Yeah, it truly is.
It is.
I can say that.
They nailed it perfectly, and it's funny, fun. The puzzles, I like puzzle games, which is it's not really a puzzle game. It's kind of in between. It's kind of on its own. Very fun. I really enjoy the Portal series. I really hope that they would make a third one, but we all know Valve's track history, and that kind of makes me sad. Hopefully they do, but I love Portal. It's one of my favorite games of all time, Portal and Portal 2.
Maybe in the third one they can have 4-player portals.
Ooh, that's getting intense. But
yeah, that's our 360 collection. Our GameStuff's 360 collection.